Peace, family. This your boy Young Pharaoh, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
Naomi from Chicago. You're watching Crumb TV.
Hi, Jake, and I'm watching Crumb TV.
You're watching Crumb TV.
This is Ashanti. I am watching Crumb TV. I'm a Crumb fan.
Hold on, family. Hold on. Surprise! This is Ramutep Queb, global distributor of the Rosarian Solar Serial Calendar, and you are watching Crumb TV.
This is the real Remy Red, and I am watching Crumb TV.
Peace, Ashe, Islam, Namaste, Arigato, Konnichiwa, Ni Hao, Rahubat, Assalamu Alaikum, Walaikum Salam, Shalom, Salat, Hotep, Grand Rising, Oseo, Holito, Umjambo, Hola, Aloha, Bar, Wagwan, Que Paso, whatever the greeting is in your respective language. I am your humble brother Crumb here for another installation of Crumb TV. You already know how I like to get things started, family, so let's do it how I do it. I am on YouTube. If you are on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, Crumb TV. I'm also on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, give me a Grammy, Crumb TV _. Last but not least, I'm on Facebook. What better place for your favorite races? Crumb TV. So without further ado, family, this is another installation of Crumb TV. It is called Fema, Unemployment Benefits and Refunds. So it's a mixed bag of things to get into, family. But before we get into it, I just got to acknowledge the first responders. In first place, we have my sister, matriarch, mother, queen, Kai, the creatress. She says, one love. That's it, just one. And that's right and exact, one love. And she's the first, so one love is quite fitting. In number two, the second spot, we have Jerian Johnson, Grand Rising, my brother student. I want to say Grand Rising back. It is grand well indeed, brother. And I am grateful to be in the room with all the master students. Number three is Michael Phoenix. What a powerful name, family. He says, I'm in this piece. Not P-I-E-C, but P-E-A-C-E. I'm in this piece. And I like the way he did that. That's powerful. Let me hit up just a couple other people. The Taz Show, he says peace. That's number 4. And number 5, just because they're on Twitter, I don't give enough love to Twitter. I need to give more love to Twitter. It is my brother Z King X Baphomet Z. I'm not sure about, maybe the Z's don't matter. And that's just King Baphomet is probably how that should be pronounced. He says, you're not on YouTube? Let me just check. Let me see where I'm at right now. Am I on YouTube? Memoirs, Taz, oh, we're on Branch of Knowledge, brother. No, I am not on you on my regular YouTube channel. I thought I was up there. I meant to get up there. My apologies. We're gonna do that next time. So yes, we're not on the Crumb Snatcher page just yet. I did not realize that was an accident. My apologies. So with that said, I'm gonna tell you why my apologies, because I am not the master student. I am not the master teacher. I am the master student. And I sit at the feet of the master teachers. So without further ado, I want to bring in my sister, my advisor, my chief financial advisor, CFO, the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty. Peace and love, sis. How are you?
Peace, Brother Crumb. I'm well, thank you.
Excellent, excellent. So for the listening audience, you know, I got to get you to tell it how it really is. Can you tell the family who you are and where they can find you at?
I am Joy Allen. The Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty is my platform, and you can find that on YouTube. Also, you can find me on Facebook at Joy Allen. And my Facebook page is called, group page is called Karma Did What? And you can also find me on Instagram and Twitter at MKDTNT. And I also have a page where I am currently working with my Siba Patar Secret Sar on the ancient Kemetic Rasur, my Ast Tefnut, my Ast Tefnut page on Facebook too. That's where you can find me. I am known for busting up all lies, so I don't cover just one subject. If it's a lie and I know about it, I'm going to address it. And peace to Kai Creators and Tasmaniac Wolf. I see you both. Gratitude.
Peace and love to the family and the audience. We definitely see you. And that might have to be a new moniker, the Lie Buster. She does. If there is something, there's an untruth, it is not 100, we're going to have to add, take away, or maybe even destroy. So with that said, I want to thank you so much for coming on the platform, sis. So with that said, if you don't mind, I wanted you to kind of take the lead on this one in terms of FEMA, unemployment benefits, and refunds. Now, okay, you scared me there with FEMA. You had me listening at unemployment benefits, and I was sold at refunds. How do I take this?
Okay. So in brief, and then we'll get into the receipts. I want to bring everyone. Brother Crumb, you have the PowerPoint to share?
I'm pulling up right now. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So this is where this came from for me. So I work with people and assist them with starting their small business. And I don't like using that word small, but it's known as small business. And right now I'm working with a lot of people. So there are a lot of self-employed people. And when it comes to filing their tax returns, they will file the form, the Schedule C, appropriate for that. So when I work with people, of course, some of them I help them with the financial side, and I prepare them for the tax season. So when January comes or their filing time comes, there's not a lot of surprises, because the tax season is a big enough Pandora box within itself. So this is the thing going on. There are also people right now filing unemployment benefits. They are receiving the state benefits. The federal benefits have been used. And right now, FEMA has brought out another installment of the federal, another installment of unemployment benefits to add to your state benefits that you're receiving. Now, this is the thing for me, which concerned me and brought me here. Some people are not filing their self-employment income on their unemployment claim. So when tax time comes, people are going to be filing self-employment, and some of them have children, and they know when they add those children to the tax return, their refund is increased. But I also know from my time with working at the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, that the federal and state programs work together. So if the state and or the federal side determines that you need to pay back those unemployment benefits you received because you failed to report your self-employment in your unemployment claim, they're going to want that money back. And with those two departments, state and federal, working together. So some of you know what I'm talking about. If you owe child support, for example, that money will come out of your federal refund. If you owe student loans, that money also will come out of your refund. So just some checks to address here today, so everyone is prepared when their filing season comes, and they will know how to address this before January, because there's a few more months in this calendar year. You have time to make adjustments.
So you said a lot of us, or this is automatic, or if they choose to come after us.
Yes, they will. They may. For me, it looks like a setup. The way that the recent tax filing years have happened, and we're going to discuss that as well. They seem to be finding ways to minimize the refunds in our households, and or create a situation where you have a balance due instead of a refund.
Whoa, I don't like balance due. I don't like balance due at all. I have the PowerPoint pulled up. Did you want me to pull something up?
Yes, on the first slide, That's I attached the article so you can open it up. There you go. Is that it?
Yeah. So this is the first slide,
So,
and this is the link
yeah.
to that slide.
And that's addressing the FEMA unemployment benefits that people can apply to at this time. And it's the extra $300 weekly amount in addition to your state amount that you're receiving if you qualify to receive it. So this is from the FEMA website. Crumb, did you want to read that?
Lost wages supplemental payment assistant guidelines. Let me see what else I can find here. To ease the economic burden of those struggling with lost wages due to the coronavirus pandemic, President Trump authorized FEMA to expand the $44 billion from the Disaster Relief Fund for lost wage payments. FEMA will provide grants to participating states, territories, and the District of Columbia, hereinafter states, to administer delivery of lost wages assistance, of which they will receive an additional amount of up to 5% of the total grant award to cover their administrative costs, subject to the cost share. The President's authorization of FEMA to use the Disaster Relief Fund to supplement the payment of lost wages as a result of COVID-19 is in addition to the $8.8 billion FEMA has already obligated to date in the fight against COVID. The President has authorized FEMA admin to provide grants to the states to make supplemental lost wages payments to those receiving unemployment insurance compensation in accordance with Section 408E2 and F of the Stanford Act.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this article is receipts for those who are receiving this unemployment compensation. And if you qualify, if you apply and qualify for this one, that's additional money you will receive. Now, in the event, this is a setup. I feel something brewing from this. In the event, there is an, on the next slide, Crumb, is the link that you can share, and it goes along with what I'm going to speak about now. So in the event that this money, unemployment monies, need to be paid back, and or if you have any other monies that needs to be paid back, and or they will automatically take it from your refund, there is a toll-free phone number you can call. And it is an automated line. It is 24 hours, 7 days of the week. So you don't have to speak to anyone. You can call the number whenever you want to. And it is the Treasury Offset Program phone number, also known as TOP. And I don't know if that's it. Yeah, that's it. So, Crumb, could you share that phone number with everyone and share the examples with them, such as the child support obligations that will be taken from their refund to reduce the refund and or create a balance due?
Absolutely. All right. So I'm just going to start from the top, if you don't mind.
Yes.
All right, so topic number 203, deduced refund.
Reduced.
I'm sorry, reduced refund. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
The Department of Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service issues IRS tax refunds, and Congress authorized Bureau of Fiscal Services to conduct the Treasury Offset Program, otherwise known as TOP. Through the TOP program, Bureau of Fiscal Services may reduce your refund or your overpayment and offset the pay to such things as past due child support, non-tax debts, state income tax obligations, certain unemployment compensation debts owed to the state. Generally, these are the debts for compensation paid due to fraud or shit like that. You can contact the agency with which you have a debt to determine if your debt was submitted for a tax refund offset, you may call the Bureau of Fiscal Services top program call center at the number below for an agency address and phone number. If your debt meets submission criteria for offset, the Bureau will reduce your refund as needed to pay off the debt you owe to the agency. Any portion of your remaining refund after the offset is issued in a check or direct deposited as originally requested on the return. The Bureau will send you a notice if an offset occurs. The notice will reflect the original refund amount, your offset amount. The agency is, it's going to show what you should have received, and it's going to show what you did not receive because it was receiving because the agency received that payment. And it's going to show the address and phone number of the agency. The Bureau will notify the IRS of the payment taken from your refund once your refund date has passed. You should contact the agency shown on the notice if you believe you don't owe the debt or if you're disputing the amount taken from your refund. Contact the IRS only if your original refund amount shown on the Bureau offset notice differs from the refund amount shown on your tax return. If you don't receive a notice, contact the Bureau's top program and call the number 800-304-3107. Again, 800-304-3107. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m., not 9, 7:30 a.m. to 5 Central Standard Time.
Okay. And that's the latest update. So follow that time frame that they gave you. There are times of the season where that line is open 24 hours and or it has been. They may have permanently changed it. Who knows? But either way, follow with that telling you because that's the latest update. So I want to address the part here where it said unemployment fraud. So again, if you're receiving unemployment and you are failing to report your self-employment, and then you want to claim the self-employment on your individual tax return, that can be categorized as unemployment fraud, and you will be possibly held responsible for paying back those unemployment benefits. Also, when you call the Treasury Offset Program phone number, they have an option 1 and an option 2. I would strongly advise you to check option 1 and also to go back into the prompts and choose option 2 and go through the prompts to check for any obligation they say will offset reduce your refund. In that automated line, they will give you the department, as the article said. In the automated line, they will tell you who it is you owe. They will give you the contact phone number, and then you should contact them. And for example, if it's a student loan, contact the department where your student loan is at and set up a payment arrangement and get that set and settled before you file your tax return so you can receive the refund and it not be offset. So with that being said, I want to next talk about, and Brother Crumb just had the screen up, where, because in the link below in the description, there is a video that I did with Brother Crumb, and it was on Black economic empowerment. And Brother Crumb discussed in the beginning of that video the difference between hobbies and self-employment. So we're going to address hobbies versus self-employment right now because it's possible that the income you are receiving, you are stating it as self-employment and it is really hobby income. So then if that's the case, then you will file it under a different category on your individual tax return as a hobby and not self-employment Schedule C, and then you will not have to face the cost of unemployment fraud and paying back your unemployment benefits. Brother Crumb, if you would, I would like for you to go over what you mentioned in that past about hobbies versus business, and then read that article, please. Gratitude.
I'm sorry. Say it one more time. My apologies.
It's good. When I was in the studio, we did that broadcast, and you talked about people having hobbies versus self-employment. Could you discuss that again and then read that article, please?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I think a lot of times we fail to realize the difference between what we do as a hobby or what we do as fun versus, you know, real business. When we're dealing with things like hobbies, those are just things that you're going to do based off emotion. You know, you're bored, you have nothing else to do, so on and so forth. When you're dealing with a business, that's something you're going to work through every single day. I know a lot of people approach what they do outside of working for Europeans as more so of a hobby. Even if to them it is a business, they're treating it as a hobby and not really going hard on the business. And I'll say even this is as a case in point. Most people are going to be very quick to get this money, but even if they do have a business or a side business, they're really going to not even invest in it. And that's where you're going to see hobbies versus business. A hobby doesn't really take a lot of investment. A business is something you're going to put your money into. I don't think we're seeing that right now, but be that as it may, let's see what we got here in the article. Hobby or business? IRS offers tips to decide. IRS Small Business Week tip 2017-04 as of May 3rd, 2017. Millions of people enjoy hobbies that are also a source of income. From catering to cupcake baking, crafting homemade jewelry to glass blowing. No matter what a person's passion, the International Revenue Service offers some tips on hobbies. Taxpayers must report on their tax return the income earned from hobbies. The rules, I'm sorry, let me just scroll a little bit. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger, just a little bit. Is it? Oh, see, you want to be a jerk. All right, I'm gonna do it the other way. Sorry, just give me just a second. Okay, this is big as I can get it. My eyes is bad, family. My eyes is bad. Okay, so the rules of how to report the income and expenses depend on whether the activity is a hobby or business. There are special rules and limits for deduction taxpayers can claim for hobbies. Here are 5 tax tips to consider. Should I read them?
Yeah,
is it
if
okay
you
if I move
want,
forward?
at least just the heading, at least just the heading of each 5.
Okay. Is it a business or a hobby? Number 1. Number 2, allowable hobby deductions. Number 3, limits on hobby expenses. Number 4, how to deduct hobby expenses. Last, number 5, use IRS free file. Sis, can I say something real quick?
Yes, Brother Crumb.
Depending on how good this might be, some of us who have businesses but we're not ready to pay those full business taxes, we might just have to file our shit under hobby. I mean, right. I'm saying, if I say I got a business and they're going to tax me at a higher bracket versus I say I got a hobby and they're going to reduce my taxes, it feels like I don't mind saying I have a hobby. Shit, give me them hobby taxes deductions.
Yeah, that sounds about right for some. You're right. And I'm also, I had you read just the headings of those 5, because whether someone has a hobby or self-employed, they need to invest in themselves, which you mentioned. And I would suggest that they go to the IRS website and search that article. And
I just wanted to mention that. My apologies. I just wanted to mention I was told by my elder, if you're not cheating, you ain't trying. Y'all better look into this. I'm sorry. Continue.
Exactly. They need to invest and look into it for themselves. That's why I had you just read the heading. I cannot tell them everything. The tax code, I can tell you for sure, because I told many taxpayers this when I worked at the IRS. It is about interpretation. So how you interpret it is different from how someone else would interpret it. And that is a gray area and can sometimes be used to your advantage. So I would strongly suggest you look into that article and the ins and outs of hobby versus self-employed businesses and see what situation works best for you according to your tax situation when you need to file your tax return.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
should we go on to the next one?
yeah, and so you have now up the we're going to talk about the comparison between the recent tax years, and what I notice seems to be a trend that they are attempting to reduce the refunds in our households and or create balanced due amounts. But briefly, what I'm going to say is those of you who are filing, because we're only talking about self-employed today versus hobby. When you're filing your self-employment income, and we know that once you add a child or two or three or more to your tax return, your refund goes up. And this is based on the earned income credit. It's also based on child tax credit and some other benefits as well as exemptions. There are some things on the tax return that affects it drastically, and we are not aware of it. Some of us, because we are aware of the household terms like earned income credit. Some people only know that phrase, so they're not even familiar with how their refund is affected due to child tax credit. And or they may speak of it as I get $1,000 per child. That's child tax credit that you're speaking about. So be mindful of that, because if you have less, the earned income credit is based on the amount of income that you earn. So you want to look into the amount of income that you're earning, and that's how your refund is adjusted in accordance to the earned income credit. So now we're going to move on to the 2018 tax return example that Brother Crumb has here on the screen for you. And I'm going to just do a side-by-side comparison. So on the left side of your screen, you'll see the 2018. And on the right side of your screen, you'll see the 2017 tax return. And this is page one of both. So what you'll notice is the 2018, whichever side of the screen is on for you, it's the shorter one. Now, all of the years that I've been familiar with the tax return, it looked like the longer one. And so the question I first had when I saw this was, what happened to all the other lines? So what happened to all the other lines, and we'll look at page 2 as well, and Brother Crumb can go to the next slide while I talk about it. They put those other lines in schedules. So now if you ever need to yourself or have a tax professional file a 2018 and any year after that until they do something else, they will not only need these 2 pages of the 1040, they will also need schedules, which before was simply on the 1040, which you'll see on the longer form. So outside of all this, what I want to share is, so in 2018, tax filing year, there's a lot of taxpayers who experienced a smaller refund. And if they used to get a small refund, they experienced a balanced due situation. And a lot of them were disgruntled, upset, angry, all types of negative feedback coming from them based on they were not properly prepared, based on also because lack of knowledge, ignorance, and the tax professional that they had, if you have one that you work with consistently, did not prepare you and give you the knowledge that you would need to be prepared to receive this information. And also, a lot of us, we already anticipate what our refund will be from year to year before we even go to the tax appointment. And so some of us also spend the money before we even file the return. So you may have been walking up to that tax office, tax desk, like, oh, I'm about to get $6,000 back. I already know what I'm doing with it, XYZ. And then the preparer tells you only getting $1,000 back. Yes, Brother Crumb.
I'm a little bit offended, sis. I feel like you taking some shots at me. I be blowing my back. I be making it rain. And then the lights get cut off.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
Yes. So what happened with the 2018 tax return is they removed the exemptions from that return. The exemptions have been on the tax return for years before this. So what it did was, brief class here, I'm not going to take up too much of y'all's time with this. What it did was, I think like it's average $4,000 per person on your tax return. So it helps reduce your tax liability. And then that's less tax you would owe, if any. So they took away, say you got 3 people on your tax return. That $4,050 times 3 is now taken away from you. They did not give that to you. They took it away from you. So now, instead of receiving that deduction and lessening your tax burden, they actually added a tax burden to you. So that's something that happened in 2018. And for this 2019, same thing. People made adjustments to the mess that happened in 2018 because they made adjustments to that form, which was longer, and they shortened it. And they also took away the exemptions, which allowed you deductions to lessen your tax burden. So we are near the end of the tax year 2020. And come January, tax returns will be filed. It's possible the checks and balances will occur between the state and federal levels. The partnership that they have where the state can say, hey, this person owes child support. Okay, the federal level will take it from your federal refund. They will get together and they will discuss the unemployment benefits that's been claimed. And they will say, state level, hey, they owe us this money. They did not report self-employment. And federal side will say, okay, here goes your money back, state, and the taxpayer gets back the difference, if anything, because it's possible you will have a balance due. Now, a brief on balance due. When you have a balance due, penalty and interest may be incurred, and you will also owe the money back to the date that the tax return was due. So if they decide to do this a year or 2 from now, you may owe penalty and interest all the way back to the April due date of 2021, or if they extend it like they did this year. Who knows? But according to that, I think slide number 2, Brother Crumb shared, it could be looked at as unemployment fraud, and you will be responsible for paying that back. And I'm gonna give you an example of something that the IRS does routinely, and people are unaware or aware of their debt, but the IRS sends out a notice and you're now responsible. So it's called AR, and it's underreported income. It's a whole department that just handles that income. So say you went gambling and you won a bunch of money, you didn't report it. Say you had some stocks or something, you didn't report it. You got your refund, you spent it, you moved on in life. Last I know, in August is when they send out these notices. They could send it out August of next year, and it was for 2 years ago. they say, you didn't report this income. And you was like, oh, you knew about it or you didn't. Either way, they also sent you a bill and you now owe that money. That's a department within the IRS, and they work there. They look through those forms and they send them to you if you didn't report it, and you owe the balance. Doesn't matter if it was a year or two ago. And they can do the same thing for the unemployment benefits. If you're not claiming self-employment, but you turn around and file a Schedule C form on your tax return.
If I could just kind of
Yes.
make sure I understand what you're saying. So
Yes, Brother Crumb.
we received this money. We
Mhm.
balled out. We moved on with our life.
Unemployment money you talking about? Mhm.
Yes, ma'am. About
Okay.
$8,000 to $16,000 for a lot of us.
Yeah.
So now, I'm sorry. So
I ain't
now
saying
what
anything.
you're saying is that they're going to want this money back, or this money is going to be taxed and we're going to owe more. And in the prior years when we got refunds, that's going to change in the coming years. A lot of us who are used to getting refunds because of this extra boost of money we receive, now we're going to be in the red. They said that happened the same thing with Oprah. When Oprah did that episode, you get a car, you get a car. A lot of people weren't prepared to pay taxes on those cars, and they got effed up because they just went and received something in high value that was outside of their normal bracket of things that they could handle in terms of taxes. Because let's say you get a Lamborghini. I don't know if the family's aware of this, but if you get a Lamborghini, you got to pay luxury car tax. I don't know if that's in all states, but there's a lot of states that have luxury car tax. You know, especially in these big income cities like some states, California, Texas. You know, these are places that are kind of high income, and you'll see a Maserati out there. So now you're going to get an extra tax on that. Versus me, if somebody gave me a Maserati, I'd be happy, but I can't even afford to pay the taxes on a luxury car. And you're going to say, hey, Crumb, taxes work one way. You buy things, you pay taxes, you're done. Well, I'm from a place called Virginia. It's a Commonwealth state. In Virginia, you pay property tax. So now you're going to pay tax every single year on that Maserati versus just at the point of sale.
Yeah, and speaking of tax paid, so when a big ticket item comes along, like the car, for example, and you put that on your tax return, and you've not paid the tax on it, you're gonna probably most definitely have a balance due. And I say that based on most people, the only tax that they've paid in is the withholding tax from your paycheck. So paycheck to paycheck, you have the federal tax withheld that you'll see on your pay stub. And on your W-2, it'll be box 2 of the W-2. Box 1 is for wages, box 2 is for federal tax withholding. So you'll see that there. And most people don't even have enough tax paid in to cover the income that they made on their job, let alone for a big ticket item like a car. And that's another thing people need to look at too, is adjusting their W-4 form with their HR department to make sure that you have enough tax coming out. Yes, Brother Crumb, and your mic is muted. I see.
Sorry, thank you. I wanted to point out, clearly you're an authority on this topic in terms of taxes. You're very well versed. You know the ins and outs. Is it okay for us to take a question?
Yes, and right quick, I want to say, so if you have questions about the adjustments to make to your W-4 form to make sure you have enough taken out each year. The IRS on their website, irs.gov, has a W-4 calculator, and you can adjust your W-4 form throughout the year. A lot of people don't know that when you go to your job and you fill out all that hiring paperwork and the tax paperwork, that you can go back to the HR department and make adjustments. So what is being withheld from your pay can be reduced or increased. And some people adjust it quarterly. They adjust it around like Christmas time so they can have more money in their paycheck. And either way, go to the irs.gov website and use their W-4 calculator. This the question you're talking about? How far can they go back? Okay, how far can they go back to and do what? I need more information on that to answer that question. And or you can inbox me on Facebook at Joy Allen, and or you can email me at entfilesvc@gmail.com. And that I have my own tax business I've had for some years now, and that's my email address to my tax business. And also for receipt purposes, and it's in the economic empowerment video in the link below that I did with Brother Crumb. My tax business is listed on the irs.gov website, so I'm not a stranger to the IRS. I'm not out here with a business I set up on a corner yesterday. That's my receipt. I'm a credible business, and my business is called TN Thompson Filing. So you can find that on the irs.gov website. If you look under, go in the search box and type in ITIN, and there's some results page and providers, and you'll see me in the list there, located in Indianapolis on North College Avenue.
Now, I honestly don't know 100% what the sister Detroit doll meant by the question, but I wanted to throw this out there. I don't file taxes. I don't. But when they said, yeah, and I think it's been like maybe 15 years since I filed taxes, but they said that this money, hey, you know, you can get the unemployment, whatever, yada, 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 but you had to have filed last year's taxes in order to get that that unemployment money. So I had to go and file taxes, and I hadn't filed in like 15 years. So as far as I could, and I went back. I think they only let me go back and file 3 previous tax returns. Anything 4 years back, they said I couldn't file it, and it didn't make any difference. I could still get my unemployment, and that's how I did it. But the sister had offered some clarity. She says, unreported monies, how far can they go back? Thank you, sis.
So the unreported monies that I spoke about in the AUR department, I'm not sure how far they go back. At least 4 years, I would say, which is what Brother Crumb mentioned. I did not work in that department. I worked in balance due and identity theft and refunds and some other credits and adjustments to your account. And I don't want to go into all of that because I plan to do future videos and update everyone on how to check their accounts. But actually, I would say, and I'm familiar with that department because people called in to set up a payment arrangement, which I handled that in the department I worked in, balance due. And the payment arrangement was based on the unreported income. So after we have to research the account and go through some items in the account, and then if that person is not able to address the situation in the balance due department, we transfer them to the AUR department. So I would say to you have to look into that for yourself, or I can look into that for you. You can again inbox me or email me, and I'll have your contact information to get you an answer.
You know, sis, I think it is 4 years. I am mistaken. I said 3. Yeah, I think I was mistaken. It's not 3, it's actually 4. And whatever it was, that's what I did just so I can get that money. So, you know, with that said, you're right and exact. And I wanted to kind of reinforce what you were saying as well. You know, the sister is a wealth of information. You know, we tried not to go over an hour, but at the same time, you know, it doesn't, the buck does not end here. So if you do want more on the topic, which a lot of us need more on the topic, then yes, you can definitely contact her through email. And she's on Facebook. I call it Racebook. She's on the gram. Give her a Grammy, so on and so forth. Oh yeah, and of course you're on YouTube as well. How can we forget the Memoirs of Karmic Dynasty? I just want to put that out. So I just want to make that clear to the family. You know, even though the video may end, she's still available. Sis,
yes,
so I think we were done with the PowerPoint. No, I'm sorry. Please continue.
Crumb, could you repeat that, please?
My apologies. You can please continue.
Oh, so I just want to, speaking of the other, because I do some short tax videos on my Facebook page, Joy Allen, and I actually need to put all those over to a separate page, possibly, so people don't have to look through, but they are titled. I know if you go in Facebook and photos, the videos are there. They have titles on them. They're short, no longer than 15 minutes. But right quick, I want to share that I mentioned in the video I did with Brother Crumb, which is in the link below, that since I worked in the credit adjustment area at the IRS, there were a number of times that I saw a refund available on the account for the taxpayer, although the taxpayer was calling in for a balance due. The taxpayer was not aware that the refund, the credit that created the refund, was on the account. As an employee, I was not able to tell the taxpayer that that money was there, or I would lose my job. So I strongly advised, as I'm advising you all, to go to the irs.gov website, request your account transcript, and or call them to have them mail it to you, or look at the other matters in which you can receive your account transcript. There are like 5 types of transcripts. Request the account transcript, and have someone, a professional, read the code. Yes, Brother Crumb.
You know, I gotta talk a little crap. These people, a part of the job is that they wouldn't let you help them to the best of your capability. If I got a refund, these people saying, don't tell them you got a refund. White Jesus, I need that money. Y'all playing games with me. How am my baby supposed to get this new Xbox?
Exactly.
I'm joking on the Xbox, but no, seriously though, if I got a refund and I call, I need to know.
Some of the people are yes, and instead the people are setting up payment plans, and they're paying on a balance that is not real. And with that being said, as the balance sits there, it continues to accrue penalty and interest. So you're paying on something that you really don't owe, because you have money that they actually owe you, but the employee is unable to tell you unless they want to lose their job. And that, amongst some other things, is the reason why I no longer work there, because they are crazy. And so I strongly, some of these people were so upset and or discussing their situation because of the balance due. You know, people, well, I don't want to pay this payment plan. I got other things I need to do. I got car payment. My child is in college. I'm paying this. I got food. I got to go to the grocery store and buy. They're telling me all these things like they tell all the other employees there. And I'm just sitting there shaking my head like I'm looking at this money on your account. I'm going to strongly advise you all, as I did them. Some of them couldn't even hear me because they were just so angry. Request an account transcript. Get a professional to read the codes because it's coded. And they will let you know if that money is there. And all you have to do at that point is call the IRS, tell them transfer your credits, and give you your refund.
You said call the IRS and say transfer the credits, give me my refund?
Yes, after you've received your account transcript and you've had it read and you see, and that person, if that person finds your money sitting there, not everyone has it, just some people. You know, there may not have been, because the thing is, when you file a tax return, yes, Brother Crumb.
I'm sorry, I just want to make sure I'm following you. Call the IRS, get my transcripts. A lot of it is written in code. Get somebody to look over the code for me. If it is found that I have money owed to me, call the IRS, tell them, give me my credits, transfer my money. Is that what we're supposed to be doing?
Yes.
Now, I want to, if anybody under the sound of my voice does that, if anybody under the sound of my voice does that, and you receive more than $100, you owe the house, Crumb TV. You owe the house either $10 or a bag of dope. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I am serious about the $10 though. I'm joking about that as well. Anyway, but thank you so much, sister. Please continue.
Well, that's all I wanted to share with that.
Well, with that said, sis, I want to thank you so much, as always, for coming on the platform. Really means so much to me. You're always a wealth of information. And for some people, you may be a wealth of financial benefits as well. So I want to remind the family that our sister is the authority when it comes to this type of information. So, sis, can you do me a favor one more time and tell the people, of course, who you are and seriously where they can find you at? Because we got to get that money, family.
That's right. So you can find me on YouTube at the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, where I continue to bust up all lies. You can also find me, message me on Facebook at Joy Allen, JoyAllen, and or email me at TNT for Tisha Nicole Thompson. That's my government name. File FILESVC, short for service, at gmail.com. So once again, TNT FILESV as in Victor C at gmail.com. And as with the other people that I've assisted so far, I look forward to assisting the rest of you as well. I do not work by myself in my tax office. I have contractors and a few employees. So I'll be able to assist you. No concerns.
Sis, I want to thank you again for coming on, sharing such practical information. You know, not to say anything to slight the platform, Branch of Knowledge or Crumb TV, but you know, a lot of the information can be can be very impractical in terms of just good to know or interesting information. I appreciate you on this platform by giving us practical applications to use the information with. So thank you again. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you said.
Oh, right quick. You can
I
also,
of
course, find me. I did. You can also, of course, find me on Branch of Knowledge. I have my videos there too. The same ones I share to the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty, they are on Branch of Knowledge. I have videos on Crumb TV with my humble brother Crumb. And you can also find me on the Taz show. I'm now over there by invite from my humble brother Taz. So definitely you can find me on Branch of Knowledge and the Memoirs of a Karmic Dynasty on YouTube. Gratitude, Brother Crumb, and to your listening audience for having me here today. Peace.
So this has been another installation of Crumb TV. You know how I like to end things, the way I like to end things. I'm on YouTube, family. So if you're on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, Crumb TV. Smash that subscribe button, Branch of Knowledge. I'm also on Instagram, family. Give me a Grammy, Crumb TV _. Last but not least, I'm on Facebook. What better place for your favorite races, Crumb TV? This has been another installation. It is called Fema, Unemployment Benefits and Refunds. Not the camp, the money. So with that said, I want to leave you the exact same way I came to you. Sis, if you could join me. Peace.
Peace, peace, family. This your boy, Young Pharaoh, and you are now watching Crumb TV.
This is Danielle, LOLJK, and you're now watching Crumb TV.
Hey, this is Reggae Boy, and I'm watching Crumb TV.
Watching Crumb TV.
You are now watching Crumb TV.
This is Miss Diva, and you are watching Crumb TV.
You're now watching Crumb TV.
This is Lady Lee from Las Vegas. You're now watching Crumb TV.
I love this shit. I'm watching right now.